We're in round 9. We've got 2 losers bracket matches. Dorano Hyatt and John Huff on the left, and
All strikes across the board.
and Kyle Paxton and Adam Colton on the right. And as Brian said, all strikes so far. And a little bit of emotion by Adam Colton screaming after his first strike, trying to get under Paxton's skin. Maybe
It might have.
Yeah.
I mean, he might have. We hope Adam's okay. I don't know if he pulled a muscle doing that, but wish we had that on film, thank guys. Unfortunately, we did not.
That might not be the last one to see this match as Huff goes through the face and leaves a baby split. So Dorano Hyatt starts with a double to John Huff, who has strike, his baby split now, shooting that.
Both two rolled right into this round, no practice, 2 bowlers. Rolling right into this next round, coming into this tournament along.
Yep. Huff covers his 310 as Colton gets up on the right lane. And strikes again. The old man jumping around a little bit.
Yeah. Throwing his body around. I'm a little concerned for Adam. Christine is very... Here, we're going to pan this way. Christine, his wife, is very concerned for Adam.
Got his B12 shot.
It's going to need a cortisone shot if he keeps doing that.
Back. It did look like he changed to a little stronger bowling ball.
I think it's an axial curl, actually.
Okay.
I went to that, I think, at the end of the match with Costa, yeah. Went to the end of his match with Costa, and I think it's the right place for him. That also the reality is that it's too much shine on it. It was not really at the end of the pattern at all. So smart move by
We're going to move over here to the left a little bit so we can get in between these 2 pairs. So here's Hyatt working on a double to start his match. Huff with strike, fair strike.
Yeah, Huff covering that baby split in the second frame.
You can see Hyatt's already up against the ball return there.
Still in that Nova.
Looks pretty good. Flattens out a little bit in the back, but
that was
carries.
interesting. It's the first time I've actually seen that reaction out of one of Dorano's shots where it just tried to read the end of the pattern and didn't or couldn't.
As Paxton misses right.
Yeah, not a good shot at all. Lucky that it's just a 10-pin. Could have easily been a 210 if 2 goes late. Not a really good shot there by Kyle. Back-to-back 4 shots by Kyle.
Kyle makes an attempt as Hyatt gets ready to throw his shot on a triple, looking for 4. And gets it. Great shot there by Dorano Hyatt.
A lot better off the back end of the pattern there. It didn't quite flatten out like the one on 30.
Looks like he's going to be a tough out right now. He's got a really good look.
Yeah. And he's kind of had this look all tournament with several different bowling balls, but he's had this big left to right look, and he's really the only one left that is a huge left to right. I mean, Kyle's left to right a little. Huff is slow circling the lane a little bit. So is Andrew, but Dorano is the one that's really going left to right.
Paxton gets it to go, but barely got the pick with the 7 out. So he strikes there, but not really lined up.
Straightening up. Back to what he was doing when he was bowling Shea earlier, when he kind of straightens everything up and keeps everything in front of him.
Colton just misses right.
Yeah, he didn't like that shot off his hand.
Had no chance.
Kind of turned into dust. You could see it.
So we are down to the final 6 bowlers in this tournament. 4 of them are bowling now, and the 2 bowlers in the winner's bracket who have survived, Andrew Colon and John Rakowski, have the round off, and they will bowl after this round is over for the final match of the winner's bracket to determine who the number 1 seed is, with the loser of that match going into the loser's bracket to bowl whichever one of these 4 bowlers survives. Tries to make a better shot, but that one just reads early. He never really got it right, and that's a 6-10. So he's in a bit of trouble here early on against Toronto High, who's got a 4-bagger.
Yeah, up very in between. He's got the right lane that pushed a little too much on him, and the left lane that read a little too early.
Colton with not a great shot there, and he gets that in, maybe trying to make up for the last shot. And
I heard him come back and say the left lane's been looking more all day, and this one isn't. And that's not what we had heard from Andrew and Huff when they were on this pair prior. So, granted, Adam is straighter and more right than both of them were, but I think Adam probably misread that left lane just a little bit. Hopefully he figures that out and get back on top of it.
So Paxton has a chance to take the lead. If he doubles here, he'll do that. If he spares, Colton's still going to have a 2-pin lead, but it's going to be pretty close either way. Hyatt, though, on the other end of the spectrum, has a chance to just really start taking control of this match so he can put up a 5-bagger.
So again, at the end of the pattern, the ball kind of laid off, but maybe lane 30, which is why Huff kind of did what he did at his last shot that pushed a little. Maybe there's just a little bit of a spot at the end of the pattern on 30. We saw Huff's ball go dead straight and Hyatt's lay off twice. Oh. Not a good break.
Who's the senior on that?
And that's not something you see every day. Is Kyle Paxton leaving an 8-10. Not something you see every day. Not something we're used to seeing. I don't think I've ever seen him do that.
No.
So, but that just gives new life to Colton, who opened his last shot.
Yeah, Colton's going to retain a double-digit lead here going in halfway through the game. And Dorano could really put some distance between himself and John in this match with a 6-1 here.
Yeah, it hit a little flat, but he's able to get that thing out. But here's Paxton trying to make this 8-10, which he's very angry at.
Yeah, but gets 1, which would have cost him 2 had he not. So
this is
get 1.
So it's a 14-pin match, the true 14 pins with both bowlers open in their 5th frames. Meanwhile, John Huff really has to get something going because he's in a world of trouble right now.
Yeah, Huff in some early trouble. And last time on this lane, he got a lot of push in 2-5s, I think. So he moved a little bit further left. Good move there. He moved out of that little push spot that he was seeing and got it, still keeping it in front of him, keeping it straight. And a good shot by Huff there.
So now here's Paxton. We'll see if we can get around him and see what he leaves this time or if he strikes. Much better shot. The ball changed too.
Yeah.
Looks like he switched to phase 2 that time.
It is what it looks like. He split the 8-9, and no 8 or 10 on that one.
No, not even
no
close.
chance for that.
Now here's Huff looking to put up a double.
Yeah, way further right on that lane with the ball, but he's getting a little bit of a better reaction on that lane.
Here's Colton. His 14-pin lead is now down to 4 with Paxton strike. Looking to get those pins back.
Much better shot by Adam.
And he strikes. That's going to be a strike for him. So he's back up to a 14-pin lead.
I can't tell if Kyle switched to the phase 2 or went back to the Obsession 4. I can't. I'm going to try to get a closer look.
The shot that Paxton just threw?
Yeah.
Paxton struck with a phase 2.
It was phase 2, okay.
But he hasn't thrown a shot since that strike.
I'm trying to see the rack just to make sure we're giving some accurate information.
After the 810, the obsession tour left, I don't think he's ever going back to that ball.
Do your arms get tired?
My arms are tired for him.
Now higher with the front 7 now. Here's Colton. Get around here on this side. So we can get the... Yeah, it's a big double. Giving that right back to Paxton.
9.5 back on that. I'm going to give him that half pin.
And you know, if there's one bowler in the building who doesn't give a damn about any of Paxton's antics or screaming or emotion, it's Adam Colton.
That is Adam Colton.
Both used to bowl out on tour. He doesn't care about any of that. It's, you know, he's well beyond that.
It's probably miles to what he's seen on tour back in the day.
Yeah.
So.
So here's Hyatt now looking for the front 8. Didn't like it. And
That was very left.
yeah.
He's lucky. Still taking a commanding lead in that match.
Paxton now looks a little lost. He hasn't struck on that right lane since the first frame. I think that, I mean, the 810 he thought was a good shot, but ball never reads. Now that's his first shot with that phase 2 on that right lane. It just pushed too much.
Right, it didn't read either. A little less surface on that phase 2 than he had in the inspection, but a little bit of a stronger ball, so probably expecting it to read the spot a little bit harder. I didn't think it.
Does cover the spare. That's going to be 96 in the 6th for Paxton. And Colton has a chance to start putting some distance between the two of them, working on his double.
It's going to be area a little bit there. That lane is so super tight down the lane that it's just a little bit further right than the last time down lane, and it kept going. A little left to right trajectory. So John in a little trouble here as well. Down 46 to the spare, so down 53 if he spares like that.
And goes through the face, gets the 7 to go. Fortunate break, because that shot did not deserve to strike at all.
The 6, the 4,
Yeah.
the 10, got them all to go. That was interesting. Hoff again.
Chops the 2 off the 5.
Spare shooting in the last 2 matches has not been severe. Not very, very good spare shooting. So a little surprising to see him missing so many spares.
And he's in danger of going down by 80 or 90 in this game, going into game 2. I don't know if that's recoverable.
No, not against Hyatt at this time.
Colton with the triple.
He almost fell. What was that little?
So, looking at the tournament as a whole and what this pattern is looking like, John Janowitz from Tegel obviously designed this pattern. On a scale of 1 to A+, how do you think he did designing this?
I'm going to give it a B.
Okay.
And here's why. I don't think on any pattern that is challenging, and this was challenging, I don't think anybody should be able to shoot 600 for 2. So that's my little knock there. I don't know if that's the pattern, so much as the characteristics of the house. I think, you know, obviously when you're creating patterns, JJ and aside from Nick Hoagland, JJ is the king of creating patterns. So I think you have to take the characteristics of the house into play, which JJ did. You mentioned first pass of this pattern.
Right. You did go through a couple of tweaks.
Yeah,
trying to get it right.
I would have liked to have seen a little less play to the right,
Okay.
just a little bit harder, and maybe a little bit more volume in the middle, just to combat the characteristics of the friction of the house. So I'm going to give it a D. I would have given it a B plus or an A minus had Felker not touched 600 for 2.
So we'll just blame Felker.
But we're blaming Felker for the lower grade.
Okay.
I didn't throw a shot, so I couldn't really say much more than that. But you know, we had 300s. We had a couple of front 10 or 11s aside.
We really haven't seen anything like that since then, until Hyatt throwing the front 7 now.
Correct.
And he's just left a 10 pin there. So.
But we did see a couple of big 60s and 70s. We had a couple, and a few other people had a couple of big games. So yeah, I mean the pattern was playable, but I think the characteristics of the house made it more playable than we had intended. They had intended in creating. So all in all, it was well done. It held up nicely.
It's got to be tough creating patterns for that when you know it's not a tour stop, so you know everybody isn't going to be playing in the quote right place
Correct.
or with the right ball, and also in a bowling center like this, which isn't something that usually a tour stop will be held in, or an international tournament, or tournaments like that. There's a lot of wear and tear. The characteristics really shine through in this house, where it just hooks no matter what you put out.
Yep.
I know we've practiced on 44-foot 38 mil patterns in this place, and they still hook.
Yeah.
So it's got to be difficult, but I think, all in all, I mean, you want the condition for this event is traditionally not a house shot, but not like the U.S. Open. It's got to be somewhere in between.
Sure.
So I think we hit that.
I agree. I think it's a little, in my opinion, it's a little softer than it had been when we were holding this tournament at Birdies. That we haven't. I mean, when we held it at Birdies, we saw those tournaments there. You wouldn't see 3 or 4 300s in the span of that tournament.
I think there was one year I threw the front 10 one game, but a lot of that is because Birdies is just a dungeon in the back end.
Correct. The characteristics of that house actually make the pattern play a little harder.
Right.
With here, the friction and the characteristics make it play a little easier. So, like you said, it's so tough creating patterns, trying to find the right balance.
And especially when the tournament's never been held here before,
Correct.
so we didn't know.
Correct.
And by we, I mean Brian McMahon, the tournament director, and John Janowicz. I say we because I was involved in testing kind of a little bit, so I kind of know what they were trying to shoot for. But we see some of the bowlers are. It looks like a pattern where if you can figure it out and you're in the right place, you get maybe a half hour, 45 minutes where you can actually do some damage before it just gets squirrely again.
Right. And we saw that. We saw that in, there were not many people who bowled well on the fresh. There were 3 people. Nate, Garcia, Garrett Thompson, and Chris Butler. All bowled well on the fresh.
And none of them are in the building today.
Well, Felker was.
Felker was, yeah.
But none of them are currently in the building. But once, once we started breaking down from the fresh into their first transition out of the fresh, we saw some really high scores. And then after that second transition, there wasn't much. There was, I shouldn't say wasn't much. Robert Gray got to
Right.
I think every match at some point. But
Yeah.
there wasn't much more than a couple of games here and there, as opposed to everything.
So here's Colton on a 4-bagger, and he rolls the 2 forward. So
That's going to put 40-50 pin distance between him and Kyle.
yeah, Kyle with the 183 finished out already. Colton can put up 240, and that's a huge lead. I don't know if Paxton can overcome that, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean, we keep saying that, and
Yeah.
inevitably it happens.
You're proven wrong at every turn.
Yeah. There's going to be 2 very lopsided matches here going into game 2.
But I think it's safe to say I don't think Paxton expected Colton to shoot 240 on him.
I agree. But I also don't think Kyle expected to shoot like 80 coming off of the last couple matches that involved. Caving in half a lane again.
So Huff covers his spare. He strikes, he can put up 191, but he's still going to be down by 63 if he does that. So both of these matches, neither of them are close right now.
Yeah, no, and I don't think Huff can overcome a 60-pin match against Dorano right now. Dorano's, pretty lined in. His misses were some light 10 pins. Rat so finishing that off a good measure.
Yeah, that's a big 7-bagger to end that game. 240 for Adam Colton against 183 for Kyle Paxton.
So we got a 57-pin match in the Colton match. Going way deep there.
Right,
We're
so
finding it. So
57 on one, 63 on the other. Both John Huff and Kyle Paxton have their work cut out for them as they go into game 2 of this 2-game set. 69, 66. 57 to 66.
This is some of the biggest differentials after one game you've seen all morning. All afternoon.
Paxton never gets that ball right, and that just goes through the face to start game 2.
I mean, honestly, anything under 280 for Kyle or 279 for Kyle is, I think, a lot. Totally good enough where you can keep the ball in play.
Yeah. If he can get the ball to just read a little bit, his ball will hook, and he'll hit the pocket.
Yeah.
And he'll shoot 192 out.
And I think too, at this based on what I was doing, likewise, I think Quill might be not very high for Toronto, but I'm much more lined in than any of the players right now. Hitting the pocket better.
Yeah, he does have a good look right now as he strikes to start his game.
Just a reminder, folks, the loser is out. The winners will advance in both the other. And then Andrew Colon and John McCoskey will come in both each other. We'll be down to the final four. Down as far left as I think you could possibly get for his hand in the ball.
He really took a big jump left there, but just wasn't able to get the ball to corner from that deep now.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to. In order for that ball to corner and something big, it might burn up just a little bit too much.
He might just have to slow down a little bit. This might be his only chance. But if you slow down, he's in danger of hooking early.
Correct.
Colton gets it left, and that goes in the face. So his string of 8 in a row comes to an end, leaving the 3-6-10.
Tufts better choice or option when it's like something a little more fallback than trying to hook the lane. But I think it is a point for him with Toronto, the way Toronto turned up, it's basically over. Toronto hasn't really made a mistake. Just not lined in enough to shoot a big enough game.
Colton covers the spare, so stays clean through 2.
I think that's all Adam has to do this game. I think if he shoots 190 to 210,
Huff does hit with the ball back on lane 29.
Yeah, and he got a good reaction out of it, and it hit well.
It's like Paxton went back to that session 4. He was throwing strikes on lane 32.
You know, he's kind of
Yeah. Hyatt taking his time. Lane 30. Gets it a little in, and it does not hold.
not at all.
So that's the first mistake we've seen him make in quite some time.
Again, with an almost 7-50 lead coming into this game, I don't want to say he can afford to make a mistake, but this mistake in the second break doesn't really feel that
And Paxton not happy.
John is lined up enough, taking enough advantage of it.
No, the other pair, Paxton not happy with that 4-9 at all.
No, it wasn't a bad shot either. It wasn't like a bad shot. But just things not going his way this game.
Right. But as we said, sometimes Paxton's emotions, sometimes he gets above that line that you don't want to go above, and he gets below that line you don't want to go below. And that gets him into trouble sometimes. So Hyatt now on lane 29, trying to recover from that split that he left. Did have a 66-pin lead coming into game 2. 2-game total pins match. A little light now at 210. So
a little interesting.
Yeah.
Now another mistake.
This one's not over yet. As Colton comes on the right lane on lane 32 and strikes. So after Paxton's open, Colton comes right back at him with the mark.
And again, despite these 2 mistakes by Toronto, I don't think Puck has enough of a solid line in the pocket to take enough advantage. But we'll see. a block shot here, but then stuff the hole at 29 falling back. So we'll see what happens.
Here's Colton looking to put up a double,
Which would effectively end.
and he does. Yeah, Colton has a really good look right now. He's able to get his ball to read a little bit, whereas in his last match it was kind of squirrely on the back end and wasn't coming up any enough. Now up in front of the ball return,
But too far right.
but the slow hook gets it in.
Okay.
And the little slow hook kind of feedback kind of thing.
So
And
it's not as far back as it was on 29. Got a
No.
little further right. On the lane, it's kind of pushing at the end of the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So very interesting that they will do that, and maybe he does have a little bit better line than I thought.
Just because he's flat 10 when he had the fallback, should have got
backs into the ball change now on the right lane and moves right, squares up, and comes up light, but able to get a couple of mixer pins and will strike there. Let's see what Huff does. I'm going to actually stand behind him. I want to see where he's playing.
Let's see. He's laying down on 38.
Well, he's standing in the left gutter. He is laying it down pretty far left. Hits it right, just doesn't
The other one looks a
recover.
little faster
Yeah.
than the one on the right lane.
Because I think he got a little more right also. Because on this lane, on the last shot, he had that feedback. That ball
Yeah.
never got that far right.
No.
This one did. Paxton now, after his ball change, that ball again comes up light, but wasn't fortunate this time and leaves a 2-pin. Things aren't looking good for Paxton right now. He's already down 50 coming into the game. He's down by about 30 in this match, in this game.
Kind of done. Toronto needs to be careful. You know, not to get up and pick that.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto needs to be careful. Toronto's still looking better to the pocket than John. Just because what Toronto can get on the ball and how he can shape the ball a little bit better than John can with his hand. And Toronto's making the ball shape.
Let's see what he's throwing.
After those two shots, he's going to put down.
That maybe a dark code? I can't tell.
Yeah, I can't tell. It looks potentially like a dark code. Can't exactly tell. I don't know what's in his bag. I haven't been able to look.
Whatever it is, it's very, very smooth. Okay.
Yeah, that is a dark code.
Mm-hmm. So Hyatt's going to shoot this spare. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, and that's a mental error by Hyatt.
This match is now. This match is now very, very important. Toronto's basically given the entire 60 pins back. Almost. Not quite, but very close.
So he's got 46 in the fourth. If you add the 66 to that figure, he's got 112 in the fourth. And Huff, if he strikes, will have 87 in the fourth. So he'll be down by only 25 if he strikes Huff.
And pure mental error there. That's nothing more than a pure, maybe a little bit of nerves and jitters, but pure mental error. Sometimes it's tougher to bowl with a lead than it is to bowl from behind because you have nothing to lose.
And he never gets that ball right. And now he's got another tough spare to shoot at the 36910.
Very interesting.
As we check back in on Adam Colden, who split on the right lane, which we didn't get on camera. And now comes up high on the left lane.
Matching 36910. It's kind of
Yeah. But he's up by 57 it was going into this game. Is even with him struggling a little bit, is it too little too late already?
it's too late.
Kyle Paxton can strike out for 238. Colton still needs a 190 game, even if that happens. And that's no lock right now.
Great square by Toronto. Yeah, it's not great. Pure mental error. Whatever it's done, that's pretty hard. But even if Kyle strikes out and Kyle does not have the look to strike out, in my opinion, but even if he does, I don't think it's going to be.
So you think Colton's going to break 190?
I do.
Okay. Up now, again in front of the ball return. Yeah, it looks like he needs to get the ball a little right on 30 and not on 29, and he did the opposite. He got it right on 29 and put it on 30.
Yes, sir.
Paxton with that 2-8-10. probably going to end his tournament.
Yeah, I think that's over now.
Paxton now, the best he can strike out for would be 212, 213, 214, depending on what he gets here on his cover. So he'll cap out at 214, which means that Colton only needs to shoot about 150.
Colton just keep the ball in the lane at this point. Like you said, that ball just got a little too far right, and that had to get
Paxton's trying to play right, make a huge move again, and just he's got nothing on this pair right now. John Rakowski, who's the expert at playing right, says no, not there. So if it was there, he'd be there. John would be there.
Yeah.
And you gotta wonder how much of Kyle's struggles this game came from that 8-10 and how much of it came from Colton starting off game one, which we didn't get on camera with the streaming after the strike.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what a interesting that Adam started the match, so Adam coming out and kind of doing what Kyle's been doing every match, which is striking on the first ball and just giving a big streak in the match. Wildly better comes back and goes in his face. It's probably a little unexpected with Adams about as emotionless as the come up. He's like JJ on the lane space. You know, about as emotionless as they come. But going and doing that, you know, you gotta rattle you. I don't care anybody says you gotta register a little bit and rattle you.
Hyatt goes back to that Nova and strikes, even though it's maybe a little flat, but able to trip the corner out.
Flat when it's a mark is okay right now. That's all Hyatt
Yeah,
can do.
he just that dark code wasn't working. He just got out of it and went back to the Nova and figured, I'll figure something out to get me through this game.
Yep.
He just needs 5 solid frames out of whatever ball he's throwing. Holding a little high, leaves a 4-7, but at this point it probably isn't going to matter a whole lot. Let's take a look at Hyatt now on the left lane here. Because this one is not quite over yet, but let's see what Hyatt does. If he strikes, he puts up a double.
The match
Yeah.
has to shoot 223. That would be Hyatt would have 2 and shoot 150.
Right, well that's not going to
That
happen
just
now.
wasn't- I don't think that was going to happen regardless.
So Hyatt does put up that double.
That pretty much seals the deal. Hyatt. He's going to continue on. The ball out of the hole in the next round, while Andrew Cologne will John Rakowski.
So Huff in front of the ball return again on lane 30. Let's see now. This is the lane he has to get a little bit to the right.
A little bit right or a little bit slower.
Well, that one's right.
He's there.
That's
Yeah.
right. But he just doesn't have the hand to bring it back from there, and he's not using a ball strong enough to come back from there. So
Nor do I think he can, or he gets so much burn in the front. I don't think he'd be able to get it back.
I think he made the right adjustment, but I think he just overdid it. He went a little too much.
All right, folks, these matches are over. Score mathematically anyway. So I'm going to bow out and write your names down and see you back in a little bit.
Okay, now we'll watch a couple more frames here, and then we'll take a little bit of a break, and we are going to have a little bit of a break. The bowlers will get about 5 minutes or so of practice, maybe a little more. So we'll be back in about 15 minutes or so to get you with the next round, where we'll have one winner's bracket match. Will be Andrew Cologne versus John Rakowski, and we'll have one loser's bracket match. Will be Adam Colton versus Durano Hyatt, to see which of the two of them will advance in the loser's bracket to take on the loser of the winner's bracket match. So it'll be, technically, I guess it's a quarterfinal match. So we will be back for that in a second. It's in about, call it about 15 minutes or so. We'll see you then. Thank you.